Just a little message from the departments, word like that. I know we all do our part and whatever like that to keep our bins clean, fix them up if we can, whatever like that. If not, let us know. We'll do the best we can to get out to repair them. I know not everybody has the tools to repair or whatever like that, but just let us know before they get into dire needs. If they need to be replaced, they'll be replaced. Currently, our water trucks, we have 2 water trucks on the go. We recently updated in the last year or so. Our water truck service 136 houses, 72 of those twice a week. Our septic truck serves 66 houses a week, 12 of those twice a week. An average to 15 houses a day. 9 homes currently with ongoing plumbing issues, which they're in the process of receiving new tanks. Need for a second septic truck is needed. There again, we're a growing community. With all the houses we got coming up in the next few years, couple of years, whatever like that, we are going to need a new septic truck, even though we just got a new one. Our other one, it's not completely out of service, but that's our backup, just in case. And there again, just a little note. I know a lot of people don't want to do it and whatever like that, and the recent septic tanks that have been installed in a lot of the units, I think 6-Star has been putting sensors in them. I know some of them don't work properly, but they work the best they can. But even myself too, when you hear that beep, go out and take a visual check. Some of the sensors aren't set to as they should be, but just go take a visual check. I know some you don't want to look at, but it does help septic and water. It could be other issues. It could be a pump. It could be a water pump. It could be a septic pump, whatever. But it just helps to quickly diagnose, and this way we can send the proper resources to address whatever the situation is with your plumbing, water and or septic. So our maintenance services, 10 buildings. Beyond that, day-to-day community departments are also to service what the community and department needs. Maintenance completed 1,560 work orders beyond regular job description last year. So before, in a sense, infrastructure was decommissioned, whatever like that, we were calling Department Infrastructure for anything from roads to garbage bins, building maintenance, booking buildings, the setup of the band hall and stuff like that. We serviced over 1,500 work orders. Public Works completed 778 work orders last year, serving the community outside of regular duties. So these are all the requests that come from community. There again, through Neil, and putting these work orders in at Public Works, and the guys take them and sign off, and this way we know they're complete before they return. Even after infrastructure has been eliminated, staff cut in half and put back to individual departments, we continue to work as a team and help each other out there where we can. We still acknowledge the essential role we have and dedicate professionalism with pride when serving our community. So there again, even though we reached quite a bit of a cutback in our department, whatnot, even our staff still carrying out to do a little bit extra over and above. And there again, that's a big hand right there. Because that in itself, and then goes on to my next one here. A lot of these staff that we have with our Public Works, they're going to do more than just their job at Public Works, maintenance, custodial. Our fire department, right now our fire department, we have a crew of 12 dedicated volunteer firefighters right now, who put everything on a line when called upon. We have recently been approved to purchase an additional much-needed UTV. Some of you community members must have seen us going down the road with our bush truck, our big red fire truck. If not following, they're following us with these UTVs. You know, they come in very handy. From my days of starting 30-some years ago, wow. I was going to say a bit more, but I don't want to tell you how old I am, but still. I go work on the outside, time to time over the years, went to work on the outside, but every time I come back, I help with the fire. And even today, I still help with the fire. And how it has progressed over the years, the tools, equipments we use, the response time, we're getting quicker. We're getting better. But these little UTVs do come in handy. Quicker response, they're good in our grass fires, our wildland fires. A lot has transpired from back in the day, from carrying a shovel to a water backpack on your back to now we're using air blowers. These little UTVs with a little fire pump and a hose reel on the back with water. Drive along and spray. Get this job done quicker before it spreads even more. And there again, we can't thank the guys enough, our crew, our men and women in the crew. The work they do, the hard work they do at times. And I can't understand why, for some reason, in the dry season, people go out and light grass fires. There's a few out there that do that yet. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of work, especially when you're out there 6, 7, 8, sometimes 12 hours a day. That's a lot of work. And we appreciate there again the family members, the community members bring the guys and the gals food to eat because they're constantly on the go. A lot of people may not realize that, but hey, come and spend a day with us on a busy season in grass fire. That's a lot of work. I asked Neil there again, what are our stats there again? I think we went from last September 2024. We responded to 97 911 fire calls, all in different ranging from assisting other agencies, motor vehicle accidents, hazardous material, fire and CO2 alarms, structural fires, grass fires, and power lines. Just to give you an idea about the nature of all the different calls we respond to. And that is a lot. All hours of the day, these guys and gals are on the go. Any time of the day, whatever, middle of the night, whatever, grass fires, house call, whatever nature of the call. We're out there. We're out there giving it our best. And that's all I could ask of our crew. And there again, another one on my work with John. Our portfolio is with our FNSO. I know there again, I hear both sides with our FNSO, the work they do. I know we have some complaints, and there again on personnel, whatever like that. And we, as a chief and council, whatnot, we put a request, a call out for people to come and sit on a justice committee. The intent of the idea of this committee to sit down there again. Is it right for us, as we as chief and council, to address these complaints? Or do they go to HR? Or do we need a board or committee? There again, like the RCMP, city police, whatnot, they have their LIRA board where complaints go to and they're dealt with accordingly. So ideally, this justice committee, or what we were looking for, is to help us in that way. Because there again, with the number of boards and committees recently developed and whatever like that, there again, it helps take some of the burden off us as chief and council, because there again, we have a lot on our minds, a lot that we need to do in other areas in our departments, whatever. So it's putting a call out to the community to come and help us. Help your community. If not us, help your community. And the different boards and committees and whatever like that, letters of interest are taken. So at times, just if you're unsure what not, come and ask. Help us out with a letter of interest. Because just to go through a few of these things, that some numbers were given to me and whatever like that, but the nature of the calls, they assist in anywhere from a violent crime, property, other crimes, federal, traffic, provincial, assist in miscellaneous calls and whatever like that, just to name a couple of serious numbers here. And again, someone is again through another program there, a help advocate with people, whatever like that, is our health program, addictions. When I get a chance, I go and visit them, see how it's going. Because there, in a sense, that does play a part in somebody's nature of these calls for FNSO that they respond to. But like mentioned with John and Tony and whatnot, in the past few years or whatever like that, working like in this job, whatever like that, sometimes we're overwhelmed. Our FNSO officers, our fire department, things they have witnessed and seen in some of the nature of the calls they respond to, it's quite serious. Some of them are life-changing for what they've witnessed, what they have seen. We lost a couple of young ones who need the time to cope with what it is they see and what they dealt with. I understand you got to give them that time, or still reach out to them. The resources are there, and that's something that, again, as our solo ones, like Tony said, myself, we've never had those back in the day. Like I said, I worked with fire for so many years, 30, 40 years now. It has changed over the years. And working with fire and FNSO and some doing some of these wellness checks. And we are called, both departments are called to them. And just the wellness checks alone, according to the stats in here, whatnot, in the last year, whatever, we did 57 of them. And some of them do not have good outcomes, but majority of them do. Looking for people, finding people. And that's just some of the calls there again. There again, I could talk about our addictions, our impaired driving, whatnot. Last year, so 70 calls for impairment of some sort, whatever like that. So as Carol mentioned earlier, and whatever like that, like right now we have them in what used to be the community center, all of our addiction, our wellness workers in there. Because I mentioned before and whatnot, we used to have where the daycare is now, our rehab center. Open into the evenings, people come in, visit. Our addiction workers are there, our NADAP workers were there throughout the evening to help people. Because you never know when somebody's going to all of a sudden, okay, that's enough. They want to give it up. Well, I encourage our people, go and visit our staff, community center. Because eventually sometimes enough is enough. They want to straighten out their lives, okay, it's never too late. So it's going to get touching a few more here, but then again, they're tough to deal with. The nature of some of the calls we go through. And there again, feedback from the people and whatnot. There again, we just had a recent vote on our family law. It's a tough one. That's a lot of responsibility there again, and whatever, and how you read, how you interpret what was presented, how it was presented. Yes, we do need to take back our kids. We do need the control of some sort or one way or another for our kids to come back. Maybe we still need some tweaking. Maybe we need more community consultation to sit down and go through it again. What is it that we missed? What is it that needs to be added? But there again, the end result there again is for our kids. A lot of kids out there, a lot of stuff being done. For myself and my wife has been fostering since 1983, and since I've been with her for umpteen years now, I've seen a lot of kids come through our doors through fostering. It's a tough job. It's not an easy job. But there's a lot of us in our community that are there to help when we need to with our family, our kids. We're taking kids from wherever, even on a weekend respite. I've seen a lot of kids come and go. Right now we have just one child with us. We had as many as 5 kids in our house at one point. And those are teenagers, and they get tough, a little tougher to handle after a while. But we do it for the kids. Give them a good leading life, so to speak. Some of them are through a lot in their young lives. But that's our goal as foster parents. Give them a good chance, a leading life, a good start. So we'll see what we're going to do. That's a discussion at our table now, what we're going to do with our family law. What happened? Where it goes wrong? Community feedback. So keep your eyes open for that. Maybe we'll call out to our community again. Maybe we need to hear more from foster parents, previous CFS workers. Just again, maybe just a couple more points here I want to point out here. There again, I know John put a shout out to him. Randall Washington, our coaches. It's great to see, there again, our kids out there in the ball diamond again. Awesome. I know, because our girl in care, our little JC in our care right now, she's on one of these teams. Not a clue the first game out there, running around aimless. But she's out there, she's all gung-ho, wants to play. And you know, that's great. How many years has it been now? I think last time was what, 3-4 years ago, Rolly? The young girls came on a ball team. And it's great to see that out there again. What do you say, 67? Yep. 67 kids out there registered. Without a care in the world, win or lose. That's a question they don't answer at the end of the game. I haven't heard one kid going to all their games. Did we win? They don't care. They're out there having fun. They're off the couch, they're out of the room, they're off to their iPad, whatever. It's great to see. There again, kudos to Randall, coaches, parents, bringing your kids out. I'd like to thank Pastor Scott Bill for driving. He's still here. Myself too, volunteer. We volunteer driving these kids to these ball games. Get them there to watch them, enjoy themselves. Another one too I'd like to put a shout out to at this time. There again, we're gearing a lot of dollars through our gaming and whatnot for our children right now, our youth. Another one I want to put a shout out to right now too is Melissa Hoole. There again, you may have seen the advertising in our colleges and our sites, whatever like that, for the summer games coming up. Her too, she approached us. She's may not be a community member, but she's employed with our high school. Approached myself, Carol, John, wanting to work with the kids, to take our kids to summer games. And there again, we need to keep tabs on about what's going on in northern Manitoba right now, because these games are supposed to be in Norway House. Summer games. We have a lot of work that needs to be done yet. Melissa's done a lot with meetings with coaches and whatever like that. Certify some of the coaches and whatever. Just to name a few, our basketball coaches, Lanny White, Tommy Rosmus, Dryden Wambadiska, archery coach, Roland Ironman, running coach, Crystal Mazzacicin, our volleyball coaches, Sierra Bell, Stacy Rosmus, and Joey Tatchin. There again, we got some more coaching clinics coming up. If anybody's interested, whatever not, let me know, let Melissa know. Help us out. Because I think Norway House, and then it's in two parts this year, summer games. I think the other ones are in Saging, I think. If I'm wrong, yeah. We're taking kids there too. So there again, if you haven't heard of it or whatever like that, reach out. Let's get more kids off the couch. Let's get more kids out there. Let's get them busy, because there again, what we got going on in our community with our addictions or whatever like that, now we're finding a way to give these kids something to do than getting into mischief, as my late uncle used to say. So there again, it all starts at home. We as parents, grandparents, getting our kids out the house. And there again, talking with Randall and the other parents at these ball games over like that, we can make this grow. But we need the commitment from you, our parents, our grandparents, to come and do this for our kids. When these elections are coming up, everybody's going to be saying, we need to do this for our kids. But they're going to, when we as council, we're only a handful of people to come up with a solution for our drug dealings, our addictions, or whatever in the community. We can have a plan, but there again, with our kids too, and what's going on in our community, it's you, the people, that can help and act these plans, put these plans in place, put these plans in motion. How many times have we heard that growing up, whatnot, it all starts at home? So with that, there again, thank you to the girls in the kitchen. Wonderful food this evening. There again, thank you all for coming out tonight. Now I can go have 2 smokes, right?
Yeah. Okay, thank you to Councillor Rusty Taylor. And yeah, we're going to go to a health break, aka a smoke break. You get everybody? Yeah. So they say a health break. So we're going to go about 10 minutes and then maybe 15. And then we'll go back at it again. So again, there are some door prizes that when you registered, now get this, there are going to be $25 $250 gift cards that are, so yeah, be standing by. In the meantime, we are going to go to a health break and whatnot, get things set up here, and we'll be back. And if anybody wants to take some food home with you, you're more than welcome to. Help yourself. It all has to go. Okay, while we're waiting, we're going to do 10 draws here in just a moment. We're going to do 10 of them, and then we're going to do the other 15 later on. Okay, we're going to do 10 draws. 10 draws. First one is Chantel Blacksmith Sinclair.
We're gonna, it looks like we're just gonna do the audit. And I think Melissa might do her presentation. But all the other program manager updates, we're gonna do another night.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead, because we're pushing it now.
Because I said it's already 8 o'clock, we're supposed to be done and gone.
Done and gone by now, yep.
So we'll schedule another night for managers and directors, starting tomorrow. I'll send everybody an email.
Yeah. Next one is going to be Tamara Eastman. Tamara Eastman, come on over. And the next winner is Caroline Johnson. Caroline Johnson, you are a winner. Come on over this way. Okay. And the next winner is Gerald Bell. Come on over this way. Come running. And the next winner is Jordan Elk. Jordan Elk, come on over. The next winner is Lee Lagarde. Lee Lagarde. That's the way. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Already standing here waiting. This makes 7. Next winner is Wanda Hart. Wanda Hart, come on up. And the next winner is Ethel Hall Nelson. Come on up. You got a And the next winner is Bonnie Essie. Bonnie Essie. And number 10, the winner is Sharice McKay. Sharice McKay. Sharice McKay. I didn't hear a Lily. Just kidding. There you go. Okay, so at this time, folks, we're going to get back into we got one more thing to take care of here. Just a note that some of the program managers that were supposed to present tonight, that will be rescheduled to another evening in the future here shortly. We'll let you know when that's going to be. Also, for the strategic plan, that will also be rescheduled for that night. So we'll do another second half to this another night. We'll keep you posted on that. Tune into KODA 93.5 FM, and we'll keep you posted when that is going to be coming up. So at this time, we're going to do the audit for 2023-2024 presentation. And at this time, I'm just going to turn it over to Mark Derbyshire. Gabosher. Yeah, I was going to make it sound French, but that's okay. But over to you, buddy.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here this evening. We appreciate being here. We've been involved with Sioux Valley since 2018. During COVID, we weren't the auditors, and then we've been back for a couple years now. So the presentation I'm going to do, I see the 4 people that were here in November to see it. So we're going to do it again for everybody. Ask questions as we go along. Obviously, there's going to be some things I may not be able to answer. It might be a management question. Okay, there could be some confidential stuff that I can't talk about, but we'll do our best to give this presentation for everybody. The numbers are hard to present. They're accounting. Okay, these follow a certain set of rules, and to talk accounting is not easy. To make it make sense always. So we'll do our best for that. These have been reviewed with council. They were done in, I want to say, November of last year. They were signed off. Okay, so we'll go through this. We'll talk through and hopefully be able to answer some questions as we go. I just want to thank our elder for the prayer, chief and council for having us, program managers. Thanks to the cooks as well. And thank you for the online viewers. If there are online questions, just stop me, guys, and we'll get to those. So my name's Mark DeBuscher. He did a good job. It's close. I'm from McClellan DeBuscher CPA. I have my own firm. We're out of Saskatoon. Okay, so I was a band manager for a band in Saskatchewan, so I've been on the other side of the table. It's a different view for sure than just being the auditor. So I like to think I can blend those commonalities, I guess, and bring that forward. I am a CPA, so that's my big thing. I'm licensed to do audits. I also have a couple of extra designations through AFOA Canada that are Indigenous specific. So that's my email. Feel free to email me if you have questions. Again, like I said, there will be some things I won't be able to disclose, but we'll do our best to talk through some of the items. So we are independent of chief and council. We're not here to cover up for anybody, because I know that gets posted. Auditors are doing that. I'm independent. I take my job seriously. I take my license seriously. So we're here to give recommendations, but we're here to report the numbers. So that's our job. We give an opinion on the statements. We don't spend the money. We don't tell anybody how to spend the money. We're here to report how it was spent. Okay? So that's important for everyone to remember. So Sioux Valley's a very complex setup. We do a total of 14 different statements, I think it is. There's a number of business entities that we're going to talk about. 12 business entities in total. Chief and council are the board of directors. So those are separate entities. They are not programs of the band, but they are separate legal entities. They're set up to limit the liabilities that may be exposed to the nation, such as a gas station. If there's a gas leak, that's going to be confined to that entity. If something goes down, that there's a lawsuit or something like that. Okay? The second part is your business operations are set up in a way to limit the amount of taxes. Okay, so corporations are not covered or not exempt from taxes under the Indian Act. That's limited to individuals. Okay, so there is a way to set it up though through limited partnerships where the partnerships aren't taxable and the income flows back to the government, which is the nation, and the government's not taxable. So it's a very complex setup. Okay, so we've got 16 different financial statements. They're labeled here into 3 separate columns, okay? Those are the 3 levels of assurance that can be provided by auditors. So your most complex one's an audit. Okay, that's where we're giving the most assurance, we're doing the most work on those entities. We're looking at invoices, we're talking to funders in detail, we're talking with chief and counsel a lot. Okay, so we've got the nation, so that's a consolidated set of statements, CMHC housing, so section 95 housing, the lodge, and then Dakota Tawahi Services, okay? A review engagement is a moderate level of assurance. So we're looking more at relationships between numbers. We don't necessarily need to pull invoices and look at supporting data. That being said, we do on a lot of these entities. We're looking at comparing budgets to actual, prior year to actual. Do the numbers make sense, right? So that happens at an audit, but we got to go deeper. So a review is done on the off-reserve housing, the gaming center, Quick Stop, Sioux Valley Holdings Limited and LP. Okay, we'll talk about what's in each of these entities as we go along. GasMart Limited and LP, that's the Petrocan. And then there's 2 schedules that are required through your ISK funding. The schedule of remuneration for chief and counsel, which we'll look at today, and the schedule of remuneration for unelected senior officials. The final level of assurance, which is actually no assurance, is a compilation. Okay, so the numbers get compiled, that's why it's called compilation. We don't have to do work on it. I'm not saying we don't do work, but those 3 entities have very limited activity. Okay, so that's why they don't need to have a full audit done. Okay, so there's lots happening. Right now we are on site actually. I've got 6 team members here, and we're completing all of this work, or starting all of this work. We came in February, March for a visit, and then we're here now for the week, and we'll be back in a couple weeks to try to wrap this up by the end of July. Okay, so that's our goal, is to work to have all of these done for the end of July. Then the plan would be to have a follow-up meeting like this on the 24-25 numbers at the end of summer, early September, somewhere in that time frame. Okay, so I talked a little about the audit, what it involves. There's 4 opinions that I can issue, okay? So this is for an audit or a review. Okay, the one you want to have is an unqualified opinion. I know it sounds weird, but that's good, that's a clean opinion. So I'm not qualifying on anything. I'm saying the numbers are correct as presented. Your second one would be a qualified opinion, so that's where we might say one item we couldn't get, enough assurance on. So if you think of maybe a gas station, we didn't get to do an inventory count. So I'm saying it might not be right, but the rest of it is right. Okay, so that's your second level. These 2 you don't want to have. So adverse opinion is there's pervasive problems throughout the statements. And disclaimer, I'm not giving an opinion at all. I'm saying, things are so bad, I can't audit it, or it might be there was a fire and the records were destroyed, so we can't do an audit. Okay? So unqualified is the best, that's a clean opinion. So of the 4 audits we do, I can say these are all clean opinions or unqualified opinions. So we were able to do the audits, we were able to obtain enough evidence of all the numbers, and we were able to issue our opinion without any problems. So when we do audit, I do need to make note though, we don't look at every single invoice. Okay, so we have complex ways that we sample items. So we might look at 70 expenses in certain areas, other areas it might be 10. Okay, we key in payroll, things of that nature to ensure that they're right. There can be small errors that don't make the entire statements wrong. And those are communicated with the council, and we work directly with management. So these are high-level numbers. For the consolidated audit, there's $77 million. Okay? You're not a small entity. Okay? There's a lot put on council and management. Okay? Council oversees management. This is key. Management manages the day-to-day. Council, you put the direction in for them, and they execute it. Okay? And that's a key thing to remember. Overall, it has a surplus of 5.9 million. I'm going to caution everybody, that doesn't mean that there's a whole bunch of money sitting around to be spent. Okay? This is an accounting surplus. In reality, if we go through the numbers and I normalize it, I call it, there was actually a deficit during the year. One of the biggest reasons for this is in this year alone, there was 11 million spent on capital assets for the community. Okay, so we've got 11 million of revenue, we don't have 11 million of expenses. Okay, assets get amortized or depreciated over the life of the asset. So if you spend 11 million, we could bring that in over 40 years, right? So that's one of my biggest beefs with what we do is I don't like that. I would rather it match up perfectly, but the accounting standards we have to follow don't match. So that's a perfect example for your organization. There's a net 8 million between 11 million of assets and 3 million of amortization, that there's 8 million of revenue that's recorded. So that's why I'm saying this is an accounting surplus, because I get asked that a lot. Where's my $6 million? Right? Your $6 million is on the roads, the buildings, the lights, things of that nature. Okay? CMHC is always going to show as a break even. So for CMHC, you got $682,000 of revenue between your subsidies, and CMHC has a requirement to charge rent on the units. If the rent's not charged, Chief and Council have to pay the rent through your own source revenue. Okay? So that's a key thing. It'll always break even because of their funding agreement, the way they word it. If you've got a surplus, you have to set it aside for future years. So then the next year you might run a deficit, but you would go into your reserve is what you would do. So that's going to show a break even. Dakota Tawahi Services, we presented that one in November as well. Almost 13 million of revenue there. So this was a complicated year as it transitioned to be its own entity, and the money changed from coming to the band to coming to go to Tawahi Services. So we do a separate audit. We are able to talk about that audit in terms of having a clean opinion or an unqualified opinion as well. And then the lodge, even though it's not a separate organization legally, it's a separate program of the band, they do have a separate audit done. So it ran a surplus during the year of $189,000. Also had a clean audit opinion. The reviews that we complete, and I do apologize, we did have this ready to be presented for all of you.